Hustle hard like animals, knocking down another dose, chasing all the dollars, so my mama gon' be centerfold. Damien Dollar want 'em more, Damien Diamond solving more. Vision clear, we rack 'em up, make 'em real intangibles.
Welcome to the Intangibles Podcast, presented by VZN, the home for basketball content.
Okay, I'm back. Matagal na panahon na akong hindi nagpakita sa podcast na to. Nag-focus kasi ako sa aking academics and life in general. So, I'm making my return. Halata naman ngayon na special to kasi since in my return, meron akong dalawang nahugot sa himpapawid na sumali sa akin since busy yung mga iba kong kasama with finals week. Actually, lahat kami ngayon busy with finals week. Na naisingit na lang talaga yung pag-record ng podcast na to. So, ayun. First off, I'm Pio. I think nakita niyo na yung isa dito sa former episodes sa drafting, nung nag-draft kami dati, si
Tama.
AP. Si Phil.
Hello po.
Ito namang isa. Parati namin siya nami-mention sa podcast na to. Fun fact. First time niyo siyang makikita ever sa ano na to. First time niyo makikita siya ever. Si Fariñas. Si Matt Fariñas.
Hello.
Parati namin siya kikwento. And papag-usapan naman natin siya later. So, ayun. Yun guys. Introduce muna natin sarili natin. Like what we do usually. So, hi guys. I'm Pio. Hoy, Pariñas. Ano na?
Okay. Hi guys, I'm Fariñas.
Hi guys, I'm Phil. You can call me Phil.
Okay. So, just to get it out the way, maraming nangyari in basketball in general before we talk about anything else. So, I think the most pressing one right now, or one of the most pressing ones right now, is the Phoenix Suns have decided to part ways with Monty Williams after 3 seasons with the Phoenix Suns, including one finals appearance. Na-coach of the year ba to? Si Monty Williams?
I think
Hindi
so.
ko sigurado. Parang hindi
Yeah.
contender ata.
Okay, but he was one of the top coaches when he was there, and they decided to part ways after a disappointing second round exit to the Denver Nuggets. So, I'll start it off with Fariñas since, first time niya dito ever. What can you say about that? Ano masasabi mo sa pagtanggal sa kanya?
Para sa akin surprising kasi hindi naman talaga coach ang problema. For me, it's about the lineup itself. Kasi yung lineup na yun, oo nga, super team. Pero as usual, halos
Hindi siya
lahat ng
super
teams,
team, super 5 siya. Fab 5
Ayun.
siya.
I agree.
Parang it lacked depth. So, dun talaga ang problema. Hindi sa coach. At saka, sayang yung ginawa nila. Kasi parang, sinayang nila si Monty Williams kasi, ayun nga, sa lahat ng coaching years niya, halos pinakamataas so far in a long time. Yung mga standings nila. Like,
Yeah.
parati sila nasa playoffs, di ba? So, yung isa nga, finals pa last year. Last year ba? Hindi, last year.
2 years
Last
ago,
year.
in
years ago.
2021.
Yeah,
Mhm.
okay. So, yun. Sayang lang.
Ikaw, Phil.
Yeah, I agree with Fariñas naman. I don't think they can blame Coach Monty because 4 seasons straight, ang ganda ng performance ng Suns. I think it's just because, the injuries, it's a huge factor, and their performance lately is pretty low. Kaya, I don't think it's the coach's fault.
Yes.
Ako din. Personally speaking, if to all of you na nanonood, nakikita yung tweets ko about basketball on my Twitter, my personal Twitter, I remember that I said, I really don't understand why coaches, in the NBA at least, are the ones being blamed for bad roster construction. Or actually, I didn't even say bad roster construction. I said bad management. It's not Monty's fault that the team mid-season decided to trade for Kevin Durant. Not to say that it's Kevin Durant's fault, but the team became reliant on Kevin Durant and Devin Booker.
That's true.
As in, if you
That's
watch
true.
their series
Mhm.
with the Nuggets, the 2 games that they won, I think they scored at least 30 points each para manalo sila. May stat nun na outside the starting five, no one in the bench is averaging anything close to double digits.
It's
It's not Monty's fault that DeAndre Ayton does not want to be there. It's all on the management, and yet he's the one who gets fired.
Mhm.
So
Facts.
I don't agree with it. Personally, I believe that Monty Williams is a really, really good coach.
one of the
Magaling
greats.
talaga siya. It's just a shame that it's a roster thing. Example na lang, like I said it all last year on this podcast. Rob Pelinka just saved his ass this trade season with the revamped Lakers. Ngayon, Western Conference Finals siya. But last
Totoo.
season, he got bad management cost Frank Vogel a job. I think kami ni Byron yung nagsabi nun na it's not his fault that his team is not what it is supposed to be for his system to work.
Totoo.
Coaches are taking the fall all the time. I don't understand why. But yeah. Ano, Matt, you as someone who hates super teams, because Kevin Durant went to Golden
That's
State
true.
back in grade 9. But what do you say? What do you think about that? How management affects coaching? And then I'll go over on the Phil. Nako po.
How management affects coaching. Paano nga? Actually, kasi when you have a good, it sets the tone eh. Kasi ikaw yung parang, hello,
Hello. Wait lang, naglalag ka
hello,
ata,
hello,
pre.
hello.
Ayan, yan. Good.
Okay, sorry. Unstable. Hello. Okay. So, yun nga, sabi ko nga, when you have good management, it sets the, ano yun? It sets the tone
Yeah.
of your home. So parang it would trickle down sa coaching, sa players, kung maganda yung pagmamanage mo ng isang organization. And ayun nga, sabi nga, just like what was said earlier, hindi talaga fault ng if hindi talaga entirely fault ng coaches yung pagkatalo nila sa mga ganitong bagay. So ayun, sayang sa management din talaga minsan kailangan pag-ihihan pa kasi yun nga they're the ones at top eh. Like they set the tone, they set the winning mentality. So yun.
What about you, Phil?
Regarding about the management, siguro I think naman na malaki yung karapatan ng coaches no to decide. And I think na in terms of management versus the coaches, I think they really have a say on what do they want sa team. And I feel like that's what NBA has to look into, no? Na they have to focus more on siguro the player dynamic with the coaches and against the management. Siguro naman kailangan may balance for both sides para talagang maayos yung teams. Yeah.
Okay.
That's true.
So to end the discussion, I just want to quote one of our great friends in the podcast or vision, one of my guys or our guys, Miguel Asis. He actually replied to my tweet, and I think it leads into the pretty interesting conversation we have right now on management or head coaching in general with the NBA. He said, and I quote, "It's the unfair standard set by the Coach of the Year award. Just because you won it, the expectations change dramatically. People don't get that every season is different. Your team last year is not the same team as your current team this year. The circumstances are completely different. I think this one is greatly embodied by the Golden State Warriors. Walang nag-iba sa kanila. They let go of some players, but yet they had the second round exit. I'm not here to talk about the Warriors. At least not for this episode. But just to cap it all off, like, it's always put on the coaches whenever they meet a certain expectation or the lack or the inability to meet a certain expectation. So, ayun. Don't fire coaches, guys. It's not their fault. It's not Monty's fault. I
Tama,
just hope that
tama.
he
Tama
gets
yun.
to a better team.
Mhm.
Anyway, moving on. This just happened today. Like, legitimately a few hours ago, like 3:30 a.m. The Celtics and the Sixers faced off, and it was supposed to be a classic Game
Goddamn.
7 of rivalry renewed. Nung 8,
Blowout.
for those who don't know, yun nga, I'm getting there. For those who don't know, in the 80s, mainit na mainit yung rivalry ng Sixers at saka ng Celtics. Going back, Larry Bird, McHale Parrish, Dr. J. Moses Malone, even Charles Barkley when he was on the Sixers. So everyone is expecting a classic. We got a classic. We got a classic blowout.
Classic nga.
Yeah, it's a
Jason
blowout.
Tatum balled out for 51 points. Hindi naman completely destroying, 1 point above yung record ni Steph Curry, which was set 2 weeks ago. It ended in 2 weeks. Jason Tatum won. And as much as I'd rather talk about the Celtics in their return back to the Eastern Conference Finals, I'd much rather talk about the Sixers. Just because Embiid won the MVP this year, the MVP that he's longed for I think the 2 years that Jokic has won the MVP. So this time I started off with Phil. What can you say about the complete collapse? If you want to call it a collapse, I'd call it a collapse. He's the MVP of the Sixers. Just to put it out there, for those of you who don't know, Joel Embiid scored his stat line for 38 minutes was 15 points, 1 assist, 1 rebound. His partner, James Harden, the second of the 1-2 punch led by the Sixers, 9 points, 7 assists, 6 rebounds.
Damn. That's
Malala.
huge. That's huge.
Malala. Phil,
Grabe.
what can you talk about? What can you say about the Sixers?
Seeing the game a while ago, kudos to Celtics, the defense was crazy. But the blowout was really shocking. Because siguro they missed shots. And like Embiid, I think Embiid's problem was his durability. Because sometimes he's good at the post, but sometimes he's weak, Like, and him being an MVP, I don't think that was a good performance. And yun, hope next season Embiid can do something better. But yeah, I think it was his durability and knowing that he's injury prone all the time. Siguro that was a big factor for him. Pero siguro he has to work up on his post game. Yeah, yun lang para sa akin.
Matt,
Marinas.
Ako, honestly, yun nga, sabi nga ni Phil, shocking. Shocking yung blowout. Classic eh. Classic dapat. Classic blowout nga lang nangyari. So, ayun, parang tapos, nakita ko pa post-game interview ni Embiid. Sinabi niya na parang kailangan daw nilang dalawa ni Harden ng tulong. Sila nga yung mas mababa kaysa kay Tobias Harris ng points.
exactly.
Tobias-
Actually,
Tobias
Let
Harris
me-
scored like 19 points ba yun?
let me list down the number of players who scored more than Joel Embiid. Pause lang muna for Inyas.
Sige.
Tobias Harris scored 19 points.
Boom.
Tyrese Maxey scored 17 points.
Boom.
Next na si Embiid, 15. PJ Tucker scored 11 points.
Veteran. Oh.
Oh. Okay, go. Tapos kayo
Diba?
hingi ng tulong?
Ayun nga eh, diba? Parang, ikaw nga MVP, so you have to lead the way. You have to lead the way. Pero, when the team needed most, doon ka papalya. So parang, hello, what's the sense there? Parang, what
There's no spark,
happened?
no? Yeah.
Oh, so parang, ayun nga. And also, di ko alam kung totoo talaga to, pero may curse daw ang MVPs for the past seasons na hindi daw sila
Wow.
umaabot sa conference finals. Like,
Hindi, umabot
started with,
naman. Ay,
hindi, it started with Giannis daw. Ano si Giannis MVP? 2020?
2020, yeah.
Yeah. Hindi siya umabot ng conference finals. Tapos, yung dalawang Jokic years. Tapos, tama.
Yeah, the two
Dalawang
Jokic
Jokic
years.
years.
Mhm.
Ay,
Kasi ito ngayon, Embiid.
tama ba? Ah, yeah. He
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
conference finals, right?
So, yun, parang, yun din. Grabe talaga, grabe.
Okay. Okay, for me, just to, add to the discussion on the MVP, I think it sucks that what was supposed to be a memorable season for Embiid, it was finally his chance to get the MVP award that he wanted. Even if hindi niya sinasabi yun, alam naman natin na as runner-up for, I think, 2 seasons, correct me if I'm wrong, he wanted it. And this was his chance to prove it in a game 7. Kaya nga, diba, pressure creates diamonds. And I don't know, but for my guests or my co-hosts for today's episode, if they'll agree, but I think me personally, this season for him will forever be remembered as the time that the MVP choked in Game
Yeah.
7 of the
Tama,
conference
tama.
semifinals.
It's just sad, man.
Sad
And
true.
moving on, since yun nga, talo sila sa semifinals, now we're here, the peak of the playoffs, conference
go.
finals.
Mhm.
For those of you who don't know, or hindi nyo napansin, this is a rematch pala of the 2020 bubble conference finals. It's the Lakers and the Nuggets out here in the West, and on the East we have the Celtics and the Heat. So let's start off first. Since we've talked about the Sixers, now we can talk about the Celtics, what they can do, what they're not supposed to do against a team that's Miami, who's an 8th seed. I don't think anyone expected them to get as far as this. Like, start of the play-in, I don't think anyone was saying, yo, Miami Heat play-in, we're gonna make it to the conference finals. I don't think anyone outside of Miami Heat fans could have ever thought of that. But they made it. All in due part to Jimmy Butler. Wow. Siya yung kaklase mong hindi nagseseryoso ng first, 3 quarters sa school year. Pagdating ng fourth, boom. Ito na siya. So, let's start.
So-called hero.
Yeah.
Jimmy Jordan.
Jimmy Buckets. Diba?
Ang
Jimmy
lala!
Buckets.
Ang lala! Anyway, let's start it off. Who you got? What are they supposed to do? What shouldn't they do? I'll go first na lang.
Mhm.
Me personally, I'm gonna go with the Celtics. I want to see Jason Tatum prove himself that it's his time, it's his season. I want to see Jaylen Brown show why he is undisputedly the second best player on this team. Sometimes even the best player when Tatum isn't being as consistent as he's supposed to be. So I want them to make it. I think it's been a long time coming for the Celtics to actually win. Yeah. Anyway, what should they do? They should play like the Celtics. I don't think if there's any team in the NBA who's going to make you not play like yourself, it's going to be the Miami Heat.
Damn.
The Jason Tatum and Jimmy Butler matchup is going to be key for the Celtics or for that whole series. So I think their X factor is going to be Jaylen Brown. If anyone is going to dictate how this series goes, it's going to be him because all eyes are going to be on Jason Tatum. It's up to Jaylen Brown to dictate it. What else? Everyone's going to talk about the Heat's defense. Let's talk about the Celtics defense. You held the MVP to 15 points. That is an achievement in and of itself. James Harden, one of the best two guards we've seen in a while. You held him down to 9 points. Given that he's coming off of, he's still kind of getting back into how he used to be, even if he's been playing at a high level. Defense will dictate the series. We know that on both teams pala. So I think it's going to be a fun series to watch. I got the Celtics in 7. I think the Heat can stretch it out to 7. I got the Celtics in 7. And it's going to be, I think, Jaylen Brown, he's my X factor personally. Yeah. Farinas, who you got?
I got Heat in 7.
Wow.
Just kasi bias ako. Gusto kong magka-rematch ang NBA 2020 bubble. Pero, ayun, I got Heat in 7. Kasi, as much as I want to give chance to Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, parang gustong bigyan pa ng chance si Jimmy Jordan. Jimmy Buckets. Pero kasi, ayun, parang he's carrying the team. We all know that. I mean, sure, there's some si Lowry. I don't know who others.
Bam?
Bam.
Hero's injured.
Yeah. See? So, yun. So, parang, ayun, parang gusto ko lang bigyan ulit siya ng chance. But at the same time, gusto ko siyang matalo sa finals kasi gusto kong Lakers ang manalo. But that's the next one. Ang labo, no? Pero, ayun, yun nga, sabi nga ni Pio, defense talaga ang key sa matchup. Actually, feeling ko nga both matchups both in the West and the East. Pero sa matchup na to, defense talaga. And we can see naman how grueling the defense is from both teams. So, ayun. Feeling ko kailangan lang, yun nga, sabi ni Pio, kailangan lang ma-contain si Tatum and ma-prepare yung pag-step up ni Brown para manalo ang Heat. So, yun. That's my take.
Phil, who you got?
So based on your takes, I'm gonna go all the way with Lakers.
Tanga! Baka ano muna?
East.
East muna.
Ay, East mo muna.
East.
Sorry.
Bobo ang puta.
Tingnan niyo ako guys. Lakers na kagad. Heat, and I'm going with Celtics. I think Celtics is very hungry right now for the championship. And personally, I wanted to be Celtics versus Lakers because it's like a huge classic. It's been a decade since we had that, and Celtics just gotta do their thing. Their defense, they have a quality bench, quality players. I think everyone can stop Jimmy there.
Boom!
Everyone can stop Jimmy. They just foul him out, like foul trouble him. They can win the game. Yeah. So I got Celtics on these.
Respect.
Wow. Okay. So now that we're done with the East, let's go on to the West. So after a long and grueling season, ups and downs, don't even cover it. We have the Lakers back in the conference finals after beating the defending champion Golden State Warriors in 6, going up against the number 1 seeded, the best team in the NBA in terms of record, the Denver Nuggets. In a classic rematch ulit siya. 2020 conference finals. They're out to prove something. They're all out to prove something. So, I'll go... Actually, let's go on... Hindi, alam naman natin sino pipiliin ni Phil. So, last na ulit siya. So, so ako muna ulit, then Matt, then Phil. Okay, personally, I cannot believe I'm saying this. I am going with the Lakers. I know this whole year, actually 2 years in a row na I've been such a hater on the Lakers, on LeBron, on Anthony Davis. I think I was their
Mhm.
biggest critic for 2 years. You can see it all on the podcast, past episodes, and everything like that. But I'm going with them. I think that Jokic has really has not had a legitimate challenge in the post. Not as big as Anthony Davis. Quite literally, not as big as Anthony Davis. And not as skilled on defense as Anthony Davis. That's gonna be a matchup to watch in the East. If it's Butler and Tatum, this one it's Davis and Jokic. But their X factor, the Nuggets don't have anything to go against LeBron. I'm so sorry. I can't believe I'm saying
Damn.
this. Like
The king.
they have nothing to go against LeBron.
Sit down.
Like they were if
Mm.
they were able to stop who I personally believe is the best point guard in the NBA right now, Steph Curry. Like he still had a great series against them, but they were able to limit him on offense. They made him change up a few things, made him more into a facilitator rather than a super scorer. And even in clutch, you saw it, game 4, their defense on him was amazing. Jamal Murray is nowhere close to Steph Curry.
Mhm.
Nowhere
Mhm.
close.
Mhm.
So they have no answer for LeBron. I'm going with the Lakers. Honest to God, I think it's the Lakers in 6. Me personally, I got it the Lakers in 6. It's gonna be a great series, though. I hope that Jokic can prove to himself and to the league that he is in fact a winner, not just someone who fills up the stat sheet. I want Jamal Murray to prove that he is still that guy. But right now, I don't see anything or anyone stopping LA. If the East series is gonna be dictated by defense, there's only one thing that's gonna dictate the outcome of the series, and I will
Mhm.
stand by it. It's going to be the health of Anthony Davis. If this man is
Wow.
healthy, no one is stopping this
Real.
Lakers team. At least
Damn.
the Nuggets can, in my opinion. Farinas, I'll hand over to you.
I agree. Kasi Lakers in 6. Agree. Uh, Anthony Davis, kailangan lang talaga niyang maging healthy all throughout. I mean, we all know the inconsistency na pinakita niya nung Memphis tas nung first portion nung Warriors matchup. Pero like we saw at the last stretch of the Warriors matchup, consistent siya. And ayun nga, nung game 5, I think, nawala siya because of ano yun? So, quote-unquote concussion. Pero and dun niya nakita natin na yung pagpalya ng Lakers. So he's really key to this matchup then as well. And again, the king. Who's stopping the king? He's the king.
Like, bro, much respect to you, Aaron Gordon, but like, you're probably the one gonna match up against LeBron. I hope you'll be fine after the series. Respectfully.
Grabe. Matanda na siya pero there's no signs of
Still
him.
got it. Still got it.
Yeah, bro. As in, he's what, like 38 years old?
Yeah,
38?
38,
I think
39.
38.
38? And he still got it, man. God damn. Like, lalo na yung ano, mapapawaw ka talaga sa ano niya eh, yung utak niya. As in, yung nakita niyo yung Warriors matchup, yung anong play yun, yung hammer.
Yeah.
Grabe
Okay.
yun, pre.
Grabe yun. Mhm.
See the future, man. It was like dictating all stuff.
Crazy.
So, ayun, Lakers in 6.
Okay. So my take, syempre, Lakers in 6. And if LeBron does it and wins the finals, all the way, the conference to the actual championship, I think it really cements the greatest of all time. I gotta say. Kasi first, they were 0-13 at the start this season, and they only like 0.2% chance of going into playoffs. And I was scared for life when they're the Lakers. But then it's LeBron. LeBron gotta do his thing. Yun.
Ano yung 210?
2-0.
Correction, 210 pala, not
Correction, 210.
013.
0-10.
013.
Ito na naman
Grabe
tayo.
naman yun.
Sa
Sorry
mga
po, sorry
fact
po.
check kay Phil. Ito na naman tayo. Salamat
I'm just-
sa research team namin.
We're just trying to make it, no? Trying to make it emotional, because he's the king.
It may be 2-10 to in the standing, but for Phil, it felt like 0-13.
013. I like that one. Okay. So, 210, parang hirap na hirap Lakers. But then, I feel like LeBron got the new tools, the new players. Then boom, Lake show, Laker magic. So I think
Showtime.
they're gonna win Lakers in 6. I think sobrang galing ng nila bench. Quality players, the bench talaga. Lonnie Walker, he's a god.
God
Starter,
damn.
Austin Reeves, dude. Without Reeves, I don't think, I don't know, we won't have a good shooter or something. That was off the bench. If Davis is having a hard time, we have Vanderbilt, Vanderbilt, Vanderbilt. Something like that. His defense, man.
Vando.
Diba?
You got
Vando,
Rui?
yeah, Vando. Rui, we got Rui. Oh, diba? Tapos we got D'Lo and Schroeder. Ikot-ikot lang sila. So, I don't think Nuggets has a bench like that. So, yeah, I think Lakers can do it all the way. Yun.
Alien 6.
So in short guys, pinatagal lang namin pero umaasa kami sa Lakers Celtics sa finals.
Yes.
In short,
Tama yan.
I think like they've said already, I don't think it really needs mentioning, but it's been a while since we've had I think it's been a while since we've had Lakers Celtics, and it's something that we need, or not naman we, something that the NBA needs. It's something that's been badly missed. Yun. So yeah, we're going with that. And to finish it off, we're done with the NBA. Let's have a quick talk naman. The World Cup is coming up with Gilas. So, ano nga ba yung group natin? Group A tayo, di ba?
Group A, Dominican Republic,
Angola, Dominican
Angola,
Italy.
Italy.
Yeah.
So, I think, well, si Phil nagsabi sa akin ito.
Mhm.
Ano daw, dapat revenge tour.
Revenge
Dapat.
tour.
Kasi
Dapat.
at one point in time, tinalo tayo ng mga countries na to. Oh, sure yan.
Sure yan.
Na may picture, pinanood ni Phil yung draw ng yung
Draw.
FIBA draw live, tapos may
Yep.
picture siya ng
Yep.
TV niya para ipakita lang
PH
na
Commissioner Team.
oo.
Next representative ng Pilipinas.
Wala po
Baka
fake
naman
news.
po.
Wala po fake
Ito
news.
siya. Real yan, real.
Real po.
And Group A, Pilipinas. Anyway. So, let's not talk about the teams. I don't want to get anything wrong. I don't want to get anything wrong with any team, any system, any country. I don't want to give them that disrespect.
Yeah.
But what do you think we should do as a country to prepare for the World Cup, which is unironically happening here in Manila? The home crowd is gonna go crazy.
Yep.
Phil, since ikaw marami masasabi dyan,
Okay.
Gilas fan ka pa rin. I don't know
Tama.
what you
Okay.
have to say about this, especially since ikaw lang yung kilala kong nanonood ng FIBA draw, pre. Personally speaking, lahat ng ibang taong kilala ko, hinintayan na lang yung final draw. Ikaw talaga, pinanood mo siya. So, ikaw.
Okay, breaking news muna. So, we just won the game against Indonesia right now. 84-76. Umabol din tayo. Kaya-kaya ng Gilas. Anyway, the World Cup. Here for me, we already know na it's gonna be the same coaching staff, the system. So we already have that. Here, I think it's the quality of players, that we need. You gotta get everyone na talaga yung mga pinakamagaling natin. And also height. I think it's a real problem talaga. We have to admit na we have to pantapat natin sa mga tall players. I think Kai Soto has to be there. There's a naturalized player. I don't know. Gonna be Jordan Clarkson or Justin Brownlee.
Or even Ange Kouame, if he's healthy enough. We're not totally sure about it.
Yeah. Tapos, we'll see lang rin, the quality players, That's what we really need. And the commitment of these players na kailangan talaga na They gotta stay in that, training period, Nobody can leave. We need that chemistry
Mm.
so that we
That's
can
true.
win
That's
at
true.
least a game. We can at least win a game in this World Cup. Yeah, that's for me.
Matt.
I agree dun sa team chemistry. Kasi kaya naman natin eh. Kita mo nga nung, kailan ba yun? Alapag days. Chemistry lang
Alapag
yun.
days.
Diba, diba? Chemistry lang eh. Chemistry lang. Kaya talaga. Siyempre, yung height factor na din yun. Lalo na, tumatangkad na naman yung mga kinakalaban natin. So, pero kaya natin, chemistry talaga. As commitment, dedication, determination. Yun lang talaga. As in, yung brand ng puso, paigtingin
Yun.
pa nila lalo yun.
Grabe. Classic.
Mm.
Yun.
Yeah, I was going to bring it up. Sa mga nagtataka kung bakit parang meron kaming pang-apat na kausap dito. Si Matt, behind the scenes siya ngayon. Alam niya siguro na kapag kaming tatlo yung pinagsama dito sa episode na to, wala talaga kaming matinong masasabi. So, nagsasuggest siya dyan. Siya yung nagsasabi na ipa-fact check si Phil kasi nga, based on past episodes, palaging nagkakaroon ng issues sa mga facts
Sorry
na
po.
sinabi niya. Good thing na lang na nalinawan natin na it was 2-10 start to the season. But for him, it felt like 0-13.
13.
I like that. Tama.
Nagkaintindihan tayo sa part na yun. But, okay, just for me, just to echo out, the parang recurring siya all the time for me. It's just more practice time. Hindi natin kakayanin na plug and play players sa pool or konti lang yung nag-a-attend ng practices. Like, players have their own commitments outside of Gilas. I get it. And it's valid. But I feel like for us to be able to finally showcase our talent on a world stage, we need commitment, or the country needs the commitment of players who will be added to the pool. Right now, I don't really have any preference kung sino man. I know that the managing SVP, the coaching staff, they will pick the right players for the right reasons. I don't want to get into the notion that my favorite sila or anything. It's the whole like an NBA team. Ito talaga, they're picked for reasons. And I hope it works out. Speaking of nationally, and yun nga, Phil brought it up kanina yung sa SEA Games. There's been a lot of talk on the SEA Games level about what is happening there in terms of basketball. So, parang the major, I don't want to call it an issue because I don't want to cause anything, but the major topic right now in the SEA Games is the lineup of Cambodia, which, if I'm not mistaken, has 5 naturalized players in
Something
their
like that.
lineup.
Mm.
5 naturalized players. So, the Filipinos are asking as to why this was allowed. And then someone said na, why would the Philippines have to complain about something like this if we always play Phil Amps in SEA Games? Ganon. So, before I get into my friends here, I'll just talk about it kasi a lot of people have asked me then. I don't know, like, I don't know if it's true for Matt, Sam, Laij, and Byron, or even these guys, but ever since I started this podcast, marami nang nagtanong sa akin tungkol sa opinion ko on basketball topics, which is kind of weird for me. Because I usually just talk about basketball with my friends. But anyway, for me, naturalization versus half, well, context of the Philippines, I don't want to be wrong about that. Naturalization versus fill foreign players are completely different. Naturalization, you're being naturalized to play for this country. In the SEA Games, I think it's unlike FIBA rules na in FIBA, you're only allowed 1 naturalized player and then the rest local. I think sa SEA Games, ang kailangan lang is passport. So naturalization versus fill foreign is 2 different things. Fill foreign, right nilang magkaroon ng Filipino passport. And I'm not saying that players who go through the naturalization process do not have the right to a passport. They do. Trust me, they completely do. It's just that these players are Filipino to begin with. And it's not something that they had to go through. It's something that they can just get. So it may look like something, or yun nga, we're just complaining because of we lost to Cambodia. But it's apples and oranges for me. Phil, alam kong ikaw, marami kang masasabi tungkol dito.
I agree naman with na it's apples and oranges. Pero we have to see rin, siguro with the SEA Games Committee, no? Na siguro allowing that much naturalized players. I don't think it's right naman. Siguro naman there has to be the ethics of it. Na siguro let's just say at least 2 or 3 naturalized players for everyone, for all countries participating. Para naman balanced yung no, yung teams, yung quality performance ng teams. Tsaka siguro naman because of that loss, I think one key factor yun naman kasi yung siguro yung preparation talaga. We didn't know how other teams were gonna be built or how it was gonna happen. Kaya it was really shocking, no? Kaya siguro daming fans na nagulat talaga. Kasi some fans don't really follow some of the other countries, players. Kaya it was really a shock, no, to the fans. Pero siguro kung maayos lang yung system, yung training period, saka yung rules, syempre yung rules, so how many eligible players are allowed, naturalized players, para talagang balance lahat. Ayun para sa akin.
Matt,
Honestly, totoo yung sinabi ni Phil. Yung pwede namang magkaroon ng naturalized, pero yung tama lang, yung sapat lang. Hindi yung 5-man, yung starting mo naturalized. Ano yun? 'Di ba? Parang medyo may concern na dun. I'm not saying it's an issue, pero concern, 'di ba? So, ayun, parang dapat sapat lang talaga. Dapat lang na tsaka kailangan mag-follow ang lahat. Hindi dapat na parang, hindi, kasi ganito. Walang no ifs, no buts. Kailangan sundan ng lahat para patas.
okay. I just wanna end it to this before we go to our final segment, no? I just wanna end it to this. It's been long said na the reason why naturalized players or play in leagues is to elevate the level of play. Yun yung reason kung bakit siya inaalaw sa, well, in our case, in college basketball, in UAAP, the imports in the PBA, the both imports, Asian and worldwide imports in leagues like the KBL, the Japanese B League, and all that stuff. One import or 2 imports are supposed to make your homegrown talent, both on the teams and the opposing teams, better. In an environment like the SEA Games, where you're supposed to foster, or I personally believe, which is why this was inaugurated in the first place, was for friendship, camaraderie, and all the good things to foster within Southeast Asian nations. I don't understand why you would need 5 naturalized players in that sort of environment if the purpose for the team, for them, I'm not saying that this is their only purpose or like one of their main purposes is to elevate the level of play. If you're playing 5 naturalized players, that is not, well, it will help the opposing team raise their level of play. But don't you think that it is withholding the minutes you could be giving to homegrown talent? How will that elevate their level of play? Considering that, yes, they do practice with these players, but how will their level of play increase amongst playing different countries? With 5 naturalized players, some leagues only allow up to 2. And that is enough for me. That is more than enough to already elevate the level of play. Kaya nga maraming Pilipino yung nagiging Asian import ngayon in all leagues. 5, it seems to me that you want to win, and there's nothing wrong with wanting to win. But you're putting winning above everything else. You're winning at the cost of how the SEA Games are supposed to play out. And it's different. In FIBA, you're only allowed one import or naturalized player. Let's not use the word import. You're only allowed one naturalized player. Ngayon, lalaro ka 5.
Ibang klase.
World Cup prep. Dapat to. Lalaro ka 5. Yun lang. On that topic, that's it.
Think about it.
Think about that.
Think about it.
Think about that. Anyway, to end it all, para medyo masaya naman yung episode na to. Kasi medyo naging seryoso yung last topic na to. Marami kaming nasabi, marami kami this whole episode. Let's talk about something that's something I know I can only talk about these guys, even Matt na nasa background natin ngayon, Matt King. Something that has bonded us for how many years now? 5 years since 2018 when we became classmates. Way back when in grade 11. Parati na we bring up all the time when we have guests from our batchcom. We always talk about the sports fest, intrams, and all that stuff. But it's special because me and Matt finally have our teammates here with us. Hindi lang teammates, guys. Magka-quarter pa kaming 4 nito.
Third quarter.
Third quarter nung finals. All the other games we played second quarter.
Tama.
So we've always talked about this. Other people have talked about Well, ako, pinag-uusapan ko si Phil. Yung ba, sina Samson, sila yung nag-uusap. Nagsasalita tungkol kay Fariñas. So, Matt Fariñas, I'll start off with you. Ano yung experience mo, grade 11 Sports Fest, playing with the class, playing with this group?
Grabe.
And how was it special for you?
So fun, grabe. Sobrang memorable kasi ang daming nangyari tapos may mga ups, may mga downs, may mga sucks down, pero ang dami nangyari tapos parang nakilala ako ng mga magagaling. Wow.
Wow.
Nakilala ako ng mga magagaling. Grabe yun. Pero grabe, overall experience so fun, memorable, and gusto kong ulit-ulitin yung memory na yun. Pero syempre gusto kong manalo naman sana tayo. Pero
talo nga pala kami, guys. If hindi nyo na naalala, talo kami, second place kami doon. And all that stuff. Before I go into Phil, I'll ask him this question also. Matt, favorite moment? Why? And why?
Finals game, I was defending full court. Yung mga UA players.
Was it Pang? Is this the block?
Steal
block
ata.
na steal.
Steal tapos intercepted. Ay, hindi. Yung isa intercepted lang eh. Tapos out of bounds ko. So, yun. Kasi, gusto ko kasi hindi minsan, usually, gusto ko kasi talagang dinedepensahan yung mga magagaling. Kasi syempre, yun yung way ko para mag-improve, di ba? Kasi, syempre, respeto ko yung galing ng magagaling, di ba? Lalo yung mga UA players, varsity. So, grabe. Tas parang confident boost din yung nangyari. I mean, I'm not saying na mas magaling na ako sa UA, mga ganito, ganyan. Of course, who I am, sino ba ako, di ba? Pero, ayun, sobrang confidence boost lang yung when I had those stops, yung latter round of the latter portion of the quarter.
Kay Fariñas lang kayo makakita ng full court press, mag-isa siya. Ganun siya ka-committed sa role na yun.
Guys, ang saya.
Hindi ka nga puso daw, di ba?
Guys, ang saya.
Ganun siya ka-committed. And yung kakaiba kay Fariñas sa amin ni Phil, hindi, kasabayan niya si Matt sa fourth quarter. Si Fariñas naglalaro yan second and fourth quarter. So, ibig sabihin, magaling siya. Kasi kami, hanggang second quarter lang kami ni Phil. Nung finals, nalilipat yung quarter, third quarter lang kami. Ibig sabihin, magaling siya. Oh, Phil, ikaw naman. Experience muna.
Moments.
Tapos,
Muna.
favorite moment mo. Matt, okay lang
Okay.
yan. Alam natin na si Parinas magaling. Parinas magaling.
For me naman, grade 11. Grabe yun. Legendary yun. Sa akin. Ano ba? Kasi all the games, no? It's pretty hype, Tapos yung commitment natin sa class, yun yung kakaiba eh. Ngayon, doon ko lang na-experience yun eh. Gumawa pa tayo plays. Nag-training pa
Galing mo
tayo.
plays na yun, ah.
Nag-training pa tayo bago maglaro. Para sa Sports Fest. Saan ka pa? Nag-design talaga tayo ng mga plays, training, chemistry natin, no? Lahat. Alam nila ano gagawin. Ito gagawin ko. Ito gagawin ko. Diba? Ay, nag-training mag-screen. Sabi niya. Diba?
Yan ang 2-man screen natin.
Doon ako natuto paano mag-screen talaga eh. Kaya effective. Yun. Kaya yun. So, yeah. That grade 11 team is special. Hindi talaga yun makakalimutan. Anyway, best moment. I think it's just the screenplays.
All of
Like,
them. Which one?
I
All
don't
of
know.
them?
I'm going with all. Kasi, okay. Ito, sabi ng ating bossing.
May play-by-play
Shout out
dapat
to
din,
boss
Phil.
Matt
I-dictate mo
King. Okay,
ano
kasi,
nangyari.
so, I forgot anong game yun.
Second
So,
game.
anyway,
Second game.
second game. Okay, second game. So, ito sa ako, Pio, and Ramon nata.
Hindi,
So, I
Patrick
remember.
pa nun, Patrick.
Is it Patrick? I don't
Hindi,
remember.
si game 2.
So,
Hindi, si ano na nun. Hindi, si Patrick
yun
nga,
yan.
si Patrick pa
Patrick.
nun. Hindi pa siya
Okay.
pinapalit for Mattan nun eh. Patrick
Okay.
pa nun.
So ako, ikaw, Patrick. For some reason, we only planned 2-man screens. Like, yung mga plays namin, 2-man screens, ayan, okay, one
Haggard
screen.
screen, elevator
For some
screen.
reason, kasi may kalaban kami, shoutout to Kevin, no? Idol Kevin. Grabe siya mag-drive eh, di ba? Those games. So for some reason, di namin alam, naging 3-man screen. The whole quarter. 3-man screen. Ako, Pio, Patrick, di ba si Patrick ata yun? Ayun. Gawa ko yung screen. Great wall yun. Great wall of Gonzaga.
Greatest
Yung
wall.
tawag ko dun. Grabe. Ayun. Di na makapasok sa loob. Kaya tayo nanalo dahil dun eh.
Actually, kaya tayo nanalo dahil kay Daniel Gu. Kasi down tayo nung game na yun. Hinabol niya.
Pag wala, ilang points yun? Mga
Ano yan?
40?
Ano siya? Hindi. 40 nung finals. Nung game na yung kinakay, alala ko halftime.
Mhm.
Parang 9-5 yung score. Parang kabado lahat. Second quarter pa lang, 9-5.
Gusto ko to.
Sabi ni Daniel, guys, sino ba yan? Yung takot. Sino ba sila? End of
Sila.
third quarter. Tanga na, 2016 na. Nag-15-0 run si Daniel kung mag-isa.
Legend.
Tapos ayun, the rest is history. Okay, para sa akin naman, since naging senti na tayo dito, yung favorite moments ko dito kasi sila yung kasama ko sa quarter. So, sila kaming apat ni Matt. Kasi yung panglima namin, nag-switch siya. First 2 games si Patrick, third, fourth game si Matt Tan, nung last game si Ramon. So, yung 4 na to kami palaging magkasama. Oo nga, yun nga. Kaya nga memorable eh.
Yeah.
Ito yung quarter
Tama.
natin. So, sila kaming apat. Memorize ko na yung galaw namin nun.
Mhm.
Kung si Phil magbo-ball screen sa taas, siya una, ako yung pangalawang ball screen. Si Matt the drive, si Parinas may pwesto sa position niya. So, iba yung play. Double screen kami both sides para kay Matt. Si Matt magdadrive, si Farinas ready nga ulit sa position niya. Sa defense naman, silang dalawa sa tok-tok, kami ni Phil sa baba kung sino the-drive. Para kaming bad boys Pistons nun eh. Sino mag-drive, basta harapin nyo kung sino man yan. Kaya siya memorable sa akin. Memorable sin sa akin, hindi na nung grade 11, nung grade 12, hindi na kami magkakaklase. Magkaklase kami ni Matt, si Phil at saka si Farinas magkaklase. Talo namin sila. Memorable sa akin yun.
May rivalry
Kasi
talaga.
tinalo ko sila, hindi naman tinalo ko. Tinalo pala nila nung class ko. Sila.
Parte ka na noon.
Hindi. Hindi talaga. Hindi talaga ako parte dun. Anyway, Ayun. So that was today's episode. I'd like to thank you to my two guests for making the time today.
Salamat.
Thank
Yun
you.
nga, I hope that this is not the end. Well, nag-uusap naman tayo all the time. But I hope to get you guys back here. Siguro mag-agree naman si Matt na enjoy siya kapag nandito kayo. Siguro habang sa background, marami siyang pinagtatawanan sa mga pinagsasabi natin today. So, yeah, watch out for more. We have a lot more planned. A lot of games coming up, NBA and all that stuff. So, yun. Right, to end it off. Alam niyo naman paano nag-introduce, di ba? So, goodbye, ganun din. Ako, Parinas, Pills. Okay na. Okay. Alright, guys. Once again, I'm Pio.
I'm Farinas.
And I'm Phil.
And this has been the Intangibles Podcast. Hindi ko na alam kung anong episode. Ganun na karami. But yeah, see you soon.
Make 'em real intangibles.